Hi, it's Linda with CreativePLR.com, and today we're looking at Canva and using Canva and their design tools to create seamless papers. And we're going to do that in two steps. The first thing we're going to do is, in Repr, in one of the other videos, I showed you how to use a tile that we made in Repr to duplicate that tile across a bigger piece of paper. Okay, so the tile was small and we used that tile and duplicated it and we created a seamless paper with it. We're going to do the same thing except we're going to create the tile in Canva. So you can use a tile that you've already got or you can create one. And so on the home page we're going to create a custom size 900 by 900 pixels. Now digital paper is typically 12 inches square. It doesn't have to be. It could be 8.5 by 11. It could be A4, A5. It could be any size you wanted to. But typically when people sell paper, they're selling 12-inch square paper. It's a little versatile. You can move the design around to get just the right thing on a cover or anything else you're doing. And so that's just a typical size. And it's a nice round number too, because if I want to do a 900 by 900 pixel tile, then I need 4 across to make 3600 pixels or 12 inches. This is actually 3 inches square. You could also use 600 pixels. Okay, 600 pixels. You would need 6 across and 6 rows. Or you could use 400. You could actually use any size you wanted, but I'm keeping the numbers nice and round. A 300 pixel would be a 1-inch square. It makes the design really small and dense. If that's what you're going for, that works. But 400 pixels is a little small for me. You need a 9 across, 9 down. 300 pixels, which is 1 inch, you would need 9 across and 9 down. That's 400. 300, you'd need 12 across and 12 down. And so that gets to be a lot of tiles. I like the 900 pixel. It creates a nice open design. You can actually see the background, which is what I want. So you're going to create that. You're going to create a blank tile. Then you're also going to create a 3600 by 36. That's going to be our finished digital paper that we're going to place our tiles on. So once you've got, and you'll see that I've been playing here with the heart paper that we're doing today, and the first step is the trickiest. I guess it's tricky if you can't see very well or if you can't do math. And today both apply to me. And here's my 900 by 900, and I've got it zoomed in really good. So what I did was, and I'll do this, what I did was, here's my 900. You can see it's 900 pixels square. And so the first thing I want to do is I want to go over and I want to find a design I like. And I think I used this heart. And for the heart, I want to scale it down so it's about 400. Okay, so I'm going to move it where it's 0 and up here, and I'm going to scale it to 400. And then I'm going to look over here. And it's not quite 400 there. That is part of my problem that I've been having this morning. So it changed it just slightly. Okay. And so once I have that exact size that I want, I'm going to put 1/4 of it, or half of 400 is 200 pixels. I'm going to line it up so that it's just at 200 by 200. I'm going to line it up at 900 minus 200 is 700 by 200, and you can see that I get the lines when I get it lined up. And then I am going to copy and paste, try that again, copy and paste, and I'm going to do it down here at the bottom at 700 by 200, copy and paste, 700, and in this case by 700. Now, you notice you get the lines when you get it lined up just right. You want that. And if you don't get those lines, then you need to come and adjust it to make sure it's right on. This first part is so tricky. If you don't get the first part right, your paper is not going to be perfect. Okay, so that looks good. Now, the next thing I want to do is I want to add, okay, and if you're worried about it being perfect, you can also download that little square. And Valentine Square, And so if you're a little worried, you can upload that, and you can go over and check it before you ever start doing anything. Upload that Valentine Square, And in this case, I made it at 900 pixels. I want to scale it down so it's 900 pixels. And all I want to do is I want to put enough on here so that I can see that it's going to tile up, and you can see that it's a little bit off. Okay. And so I would go back over to my square and I would tweak it a little bit. And you could say, oh, it was at 300, not 200. And that's what made a difference. Okay. So once you tweak that, now I've got this big center portion. And so I want to add some other details. I like the cupcake, but I think that's a little too much red. So I want to go with the cupcake. And I like my things to be a little off center. I don't like them lined up. And so then I want maybe this arrow, and I want it turned slightly. And the one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to go over the edge. And then I have room for another little element up here, and I think I'm going to use my envelope. And so now I have my tile. And so I'm going to download this. And that's my finished square. So now I've gone over to my 12-inch square that I'm going to create my paper on. I'm going to upload that tile that we just made, this one, and I've uploaded it here. I want to scale this down to 900 pixels because that's what I created my tile to be. And once I get it placed, I want to copy and paste it across the row. And remember, I said it's going to take 4 across and 4 rows down, and I'm going to adjust this just slightly, and then I'm going to group it. Now it's a here outside the page, so I'm just going to do that so it fits. Oh, I want to copy, paste one more time, get it just lined up, and now you have your paper. Now what I would do now, once I get it all lined up and it fits on the paper, I would group it. And I like to save these as transparent backgrounds. Okay, so they're actually overlays. And if you go to Creative Fabrica or any other creative market, any other design place, you can actually buy overlays. So this is one thing you could sell. And so I'm going to download it, and it's a PNG, and you could also save it, but I want it as a transparent background. So I save it as a PNG. Now your finished papers you could save as PNG. Okay. And so transparent Valentine. So you could save it as transparent in your final paper. It doesn't have to be transparent. So what you can do, now this is a transparent, and what I can do with this is I can, in Canva, I can go in and I could say, okay, pink. And you notice now I have a pink background paper. Okay. And I could save that. And I can also go in and I could change the pink to that blue kind of color, and I have another option. I can leave it as white, or I could save it as the lilac. I can choose a wholly different color like this. I think that's actually pretty for Valentine's Day, that turquoise or aqua color. Okay, so you can do that, and now that you've got a color behind it, you could actually save this. You could save it as a JPEG because people like JPEGs. You could save it as a JPEG. And I like to save mine with numbers, and so I'm going to save that as a 3. And you can create a whole bunch of papers just by using those tiles and the different colors of backgrounds. Now, do you want to use your overlays in Canva? You can, or you can take them into PowerPoint, or you can use the overlays on top of digital covers. You can use Instagram images. You could use, Pinterest, or you could actually sell a whole package of overlays, and they do sell them different places, so you could do that. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope you'll be using this to make some digital paper.